In the last video, we looked at 3 different private commitments that we encourage a Christian to make. But there's also a public commitment. It's called water baptism. Water baptism has been around for a very long time. It's the act of being immersed. That's what the Greek word for baptism means, to be immersed in water. This is the Christian's public way, and your public way, of announcing to the world that he or she is a Christian. Jesus actually did it. Matthew chapter 3, verses 13 and then 16 through 17. Says, "Then Jesus came from Galilee to the Jordan to be baptized by John. As soon as Jesus was baptized, he went up out of the water. At that moment, heaven was opened, and he saw the Spirit of God descending like a dove and alighting on him. And a voice from heaven said, 'This is my Son, whom I love. With him I am well pleased.'" Jesus was baptized by his relative John. But what is baptism? Baptism in the earliest days of the church represented turning away from a life of sin, as well as inclusion into the church family. It's not a way to be saved. That comes through belief in Jesus only. Baptism is just the most obvious way of letting your friends, family, and anyone else who might be present know that you're a believer and a follower of Jesus Christ. At TC, we follow the same pattern of baptism that the early church experienced, which is complete immersion. And we do that because we believe the whole person should be put under the water. The reason why we do that is because we believe it's the best picture of the death, the burial, and the resurrection of Jesus. Romans chapter 6 verse 4 says, "We were therefore buried with him through baptism into death, in order that, just as Christ was raised from the dead through the glory of the Father, we too may live a new life." Notice how baptism is associated with the death, burial, and resurrection. We go under the water as a sign that our old life has been put to death, and we rise up out of the water as a picture of washing and resurrection of a new life. This can be one of the most powerful moments in your life. A moment when you say, "I'm all in." Invite your family, invite your friends, invite your co-workers, invite your enemies. Let them know where you stand and who guides your life, Jesus Christ, and be water baptized. It's your next step publicly.